I thank God who has given me a wonderful time this morning to share His word again. He was so faithful, He was so good in my personal life, in my family life, as well as in our community life. It's all by His grace, by your mercy, by His mercy that we could see this day. I thank the authority for giving me this privilege even to share this morning devotion. For this morning devotion, I like to read from 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 and 18. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 and 18. Verse 17, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Verse 18, command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. This is the final charge to the rich man in 1 Timothy. It is a command from the Lord. It is not a request, but it is a command from the Lord. What the rich person must do, how he or she must live, what he must not do and what he must do. I'm going to bring out two things in these verses that we have just read. First thing, the rich person is not to be high-minded, or not to be proud, or not to be arrogant. If the rich person become proud, then there is a great danger that the rich person will begin to think too high of himself or herself. He or she will begin to feel about others person. There is a danger that he or she will begin to look down on other persons. Therefore, today's passage, the charge is so powerful, so forceful. It says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant. The charge from God, the command from God was not to be arrogant. Remember, the riches are the blessing of God. And the second thing, what a rich person must not do. The rich person is not to trust in the uncertainty of the riches. Riches are about the most uncertain things in life. The world's economy is never certain. For example, because of COVID-19, how many people have lost their job, their income? See, there is uncertainty in wealth, in riches. Even if a person may have stored up so many wealth, so many property, so many rupees in their account, what happened? Disease or an accident can happen overnight. All that the person know, what he have, comes to nothing. Riches may be here today, but they can be easily gone tomorrow. So, Paul was charging, and it is the Lord's commandment that those who are rich in this present world, they should not put their trust, their hope in wealth. So what the rich person, a rich woman, a man must do? It gives two answers in this passage that we have just read. The first thing is, the rich person is to trust in God. The word hope or trust means to fix and set one's heart and life upon God. God is living, and He is the only person who possesses every good and perfect gift. He alone can give us the good and perfect gifts necessary for our lives. And He alone can give us the good and perfect gifts necessary even for our next life. Remember, every good gift that we receive now, that we have today, including our wealth, comes from God. If we want more good things in our life, we must put our trust, our hope in God alone. Not on man, not on our possession that we have, not on our property that we have, but to trust in God alone. What must the rich person do? The second reason it gives here. The rich person is to do good and to be rich in good works and deeds. That means the rich person is to be generous and to be willing to share what he or she have to another. But many rich people turn their ears to other things. They ignore this. But remember, God expects the rich to be good, to do good, and to be rich in good works. He expects the rich to be generous and be willing to share with others what he or she has. So today our focus, our meditation is God's command to the rich person. What is the God's command? Not to be proud or arrogant. The second thing is not to trust in uncertainty of riches. But what a rich person should do, to trust in God alone, and to do good, and to be willing to share what he or she has. This is what a short meditation for all of us this morning. God has blessed us in a numerous way. Let us not be arrogant. Let us not be proud. Let us not be high-minded. Remember, what we have is from God. We may store up wealth, riches of this earth, but what is the use if the Lord demands your life and my life tonight? It can all go away within a second. But if we do good, this is the treasure that we are storing up for our next life. Let us trust in God alone. Let us have hope in God alone. Let us not look at others. Let us not trust on anyone else, but let us trust on God for all our needs, because gifts belongs to God. God is the one who gives us good and perfect gifts. May God continue to speak to all of us as we begin this day. May God bless us together.